Okay, now it's getting ready to just switch over to another one. Part 3. This is part 3. So unless you get those things and address them, they're just going to fester inside of you and lay dormant inside of you until something, an interaction with another person, place, or thing brings that back to you. So basically what you want to do is like address all those things, or as many of those things as you can, so that now you have a good foundation to build on. And so basically that's what happened with my partner and I. It's like he held space for me while I healed myself until I could get into the space that I'm in now, where I can hear him and love him and care for him and hear his words as beauty and songs. Like now I hear his voice as songs and beauty. When I think of him, it's just that love and nurturing that he had for me. I'm so grateful to him that he agreed to be on this journey while I healed myself. And then of course I have Tribe, I have Triangle. It's like all these people around me. It's like walking through a beautiful garden. It's like, oh my goodness, it's so beautiful. Who knew? Who knew? You know, in the early days, I was talking to people and calling people up. I said, babe, did you know that I could be this woman? He's like, yes, I knew. I knew you were under there. Baba and Mama like, yeah, we've been knew. You know, you knew. And it's like, that's the whole thing why I'm doing these YouTubes and stuff, because it's like somewhere in there the misinformation has gotten out that this healing stuff is just easy and, you know, just light and airy or whatever and stuff like that, and you just float around and do whatever. And it's like, it's not like that. It's serious, serious, serious work, and it's heart-wrenching work. And no, not everyone has to go through something bad and feel something bad. I mean, there are people out there who just wake up and go to sleep and they're healed. However, the majority of the people have to go through the processes: up, down, under, low, this, that. And like I said, at least 2 or 3 times, I was like, I'm going to the hospital and just get on a 72-hour hold. This is too painful. I know I can go in and get on some meds and not even remember my name tomorrow. I would like to not remember anything. It's too painful. And so what it was is all these things were coming up in vapors. However, my cellular memory, my mind, my conscious, my unconscious mind, my cells in my body, my reflexes, my nervous system, everything remembered the abuse and hurt and pain that I believe I suffered in my life, that I believed I censored and had in my life. Doesn't matter what anybody else believes. I had this experience in my life, and these things hurt me and crippled me and created a part of me that had to defend myself and create a black heart in myself so that I can live and survive. And so at that point, what it took to dismantle all that, and like I said yesterday, it's like you're dismantling it and putting it into the vortex. And some things you're keeping, and some things you're like, go to the vortex, you know, and don't return again. It's like you're putting a spiritual bubble around yourself. And then, like, I was talking to one of the ladies in our tribe, and I was just saying, I said, you know, what I didn't understand is that energy comes all the way off of you, and that energy identifies as this self just like I do. It could sit right here and be like, hey, well, I'm supposed to be with her and she's kicking me to the curb. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's just that intense. That energy believes it's you. It believes it's helping you. It believes, just like the computer believes it's alive, that you programmed. You programmed yourself to be this. And so when you deprogram yourself, it's not being surprised at the battle that's going to take place. So it's like when you get into an argument with someone, like road rage, or your partner at home, or your job, or so, don't be surprised when all this stuff starts flipping upside down. I mean, this is some serious work. You may wind up losing your job, losing your partner, losing your kids, losing a place that you stay. You got to sleep on someone's couch. You may have to, you know, sleep in your car. You may have to take a less stressful job. You may have to go on disability. I mean, this thing, when you really start pulling back those layers and see how well you have hidden yourself from yourself, It's heartbreaking. However, in there, that there's a part of you that's going to tell you, just keep going, just keep going. And that's what happened to me. Just keep going, just keep going. And like I said, when I got to that 9th month in the 22nd of April, and I was ready to just quit, my life partner had said one thing to me, and for whatever reason, it hit me just dead center the wrong way. And at that moment, I could feel myself, all the work that I had done on myself and all the baggage I had for all those years of my whole entire life was just standing there like, okay, she's going to do it. Come on, guys, get ready. I knew she was going to do it. She's going to let us back in. Come on, ready. And at that moment, time froze. And my true self spoke to me and said, Storm, do not respond. And in myself, I was thinking like, I'm going to respond. I'm going to do this. No, I'm tired. I can't do it. I'm not. And it said, do not respond. And at that moment, the 9 months worth of work I had put in myself enabled me to not respond. And I trusted that voice. And that's the voice you'll get to. I trusted that voice, my inner self, my intuition, my true self, who I had been healing for 9 straight months. I trusted it, and I heard it, and I acted on it. I said, okay, I won't. And so I went about my day, and by the time we got back to the evening, I manifested as this woman that I am today. So that was my birthday. So now that voice, when I hear that voice, that internal voice, it's like I'm guided by it, you know? And it's personal to me. And that's why I say, with everything that's going on in the world, pay attention to the fact, what is everything going on in the world pulling you from? It's pulling you from yourself. And I always say, it's not the how will you act if a robber comes up on you and you're gonna, you see a child and someone's getting ready to do something to a child, or someone's getting ready to rob an old woman, and you're able to step in and defend the old woman, or, when the bad stuff comes, you know what to do. This is subtle. This is good stuff that comes in and keeps you from yourself, which in essence is worse. If someone came in and handcuffed you and bound you up and threw you in a closet, that would be better in keeping you from yourself than what the deception that is going on now today in this world. Because it's hitting you on all mental, spiritual, emotional, and physical levels. It's like, shouldn't I help this person? Yes, you should. If I'm a good person, I'm going to help this person. I'm supposed to do this. I'm supposed to do that. I'm supposed to be conscious of this. I'm supposed to go. So basically what someone's doing is they are yanking your chain, emotionally blackmailing you. They're using you. They're using your own sense of goodness, your own sense of character, your own sense of being raised and trained, your own indignant at this race and that race, and this person said this and this person said that, so now I'm going. They're using you. They're using you. They're tricking you. You are being tricked by your own self. Oh, if we just tell Storm this, she will go running over here, and while she's running over here, she'll miss herself. And so the goal is for you to never get here. So if I were to tell you, no, you can never be here, you'll probably fight. However, if I say something that pulls on your heartstrings, you will take yourself, sit yourself down, and go do this over here, not knowing that when you sit yourself down to go over here, no matter how worthy the cause is, you just set yourself back. And the more you set yourself back, you can't hear your own voice. You can't hear it. You get further and further away from yourself and deeper in stuff that it is so hard. At this level, it's hard to get out of. And you keep going further and further from yourself, you forget what you really look like. You forget your voice, you forget your frequency, you forget your sound, you forget it all. And it's like I was listening to someone today on YouTube and I'm just like, hey, the only thing I know is myself. That's the only thing I know. The only thing I know is when I take that mirror and look at it in myself, I see what I identify with myself. And that's all I know is true is now. I don't know about the president. I don't know about child kidnappings. I don't know about the virus. I don't know about who did what, said what. They keep you running around so much. When something just keeps you running around so much, you have to stop and ask yourself, why? Why is something so invested in me being distracted? Why? Because whatever's trying to distract you knows how valuable this is. And that's why it's trying to keep you from it. Wake up. Wake up. You're being bound by your own sense of duty and truth and everything else. All that's important. It's important, but you know, even when you're on an airplane and you have your own my children, I was at the point where I will die for my children. I'll die for them. That's what a mother's for. You die for your children. Guess what? When you get on the plane, what do they tell you? What do they tell you? It's like oxygen mask is going to drop from the ceiling. Put the oxygen mask on yourself first. They know little Timmy sitting right here. They know you would die for little Timmy. But guess what? They still say, why do they think they say that? Because you are no good for little Timmy if you are dead. If you pass out, you can't get the floating device on little Timmy. You can't do anything if you're dead. Hear this message. If it's your time, contact me. Let's do the work. I'm out. My battery's down to 15%. I love you all. I love you all. The light in me honors the light in you. I'm so grateful that you took time to listen to this YouTube. Ashe, Mayat, and then Ashe.